Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, Dr. Yukon Socket. Thank you so much. Go tell your mother, Yukon Socket. So you might be thinking to yourself, gee, Dr. Suckett, what do you want to do tonight? And I'll answer, the same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck off of the Platinum Mythic list over at Majestyk. This one is BOROS Control. This one is not super heavy on Dominaria United. There is a single card in there for it. But, it is standard 2023, and it is BOROS Control, not BOROS Aggro. Not BOROS at mid-range, but Control. And so, I love a good Control deck. And, usually you're playing Control, it's Orzhov Control. It's like Mono Blue Control. The best, of course, which is Mono Black Control. But, a good BOROS Control can be a beautiful thing. So let's take a look at the cards that are in here. Try to figure out how we're going to make this thing work together. And then we'll take it out and see what we can do. At the low end, we've got Strangle, as in, I'm going to strangle you. So for 1 mana, you're doing 3 points of damage to target creature or planeswalker, which is like a little lightning bolt, except for it's not an instant. And you can only do it to creatures and planeswalker, not any target. But still, 3 points, that's nothing to sneeze at. We got the March of Otherworldly Light. So with this one, you can exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. The mana value of X or less. X is equal to the number of mana you pump into this thing. Or if you choose, you can sacrifice a white card. And for each white card that you sacrifice, that is 2 points of mana that go towards the mana cost of whatever it is you're trying to exile. We got Fateful Absence, which is one of the best white control cards out there. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Its controller investigates. So they have to pay 2 mana, sacrifice it, in which case they get to draw a card. I don't care. That's fine. That's fine. But if you get to kill something for 2 and you're doing it with white, fantastic, right? We got Spirited Companion. We got a 1/1 for 2, which kind of sucks. But when he does enter the battlefield, he draws a card. So it's like basically a 1/1 for 1 and a free card. All right, we got Reckoner Bankbuster 2. You get yourself a vehicle who's a 4/4. But you have to accrue it for 3. That's 3 power that you have to have from someplace else. But the good thing about him is this guy's really a card draw engine. And you basically end up drawing 3 cards. Costs you 2 each time. Only 1 per turn. But then at the end, you get a 1/1 colorless pilot who, coincidentally, can crew as though his power were 2 greater than what he currently is. So that would make him a 3 by default. And you also get a treasure token and stuff when that's done too. So anyways, these things are really good card draw engines for quite a while, but you can still crew them up and use them anytime you want. Unlicensed Hearse. It's a vehicle that costs you 2, but right off the bat, it's got 0/0 for power and toughness. So that's not cool. But you can use this thing to exile up to 2 targets from a single graveyard. You have to tap it, so, once per turn, essentially. If you're playing up against somebody that's playing a lot of graveyard recursion, this card slaps. There you go, young folk. This card slaps. It just rips apart graveyard recursion. We got the Restoration of Eiganjo. So what is this thing? You get a library on the first turn. The second one, you throw away a card, at which point you can return something with the mana cost, a permanent with a mana cost of 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's going to be either Spirited Companion, Reckoner Bankbuster, or the Unlicensed Hearse, if you happen to have those in your graveyard. We got Wedding Announcement. Oh yeah, 3rd turn, it transforms into Optimus Prime. Actually, the Architect of Restoration, that's practically the same thing. And he's a 3/4 with Vigilance, and whenever he attacks or blocks, you create a Spirit token. So either the creature on this is just going to completely suck, or it's going to completely rock. And usually I see people freak out and just kill it as much as possible. So they must think it's going to completely rock. So just go with it, hope for the best. We got the Wedding Announcement, and this has been a great card ever since it came out with whatever Vampire set was called. And yeah, if you can pound out 2, 3 of them at the same time, man, they are so good together. They're so good together. The deal is at the end of your step, you put a counter on Wedding Announcement. If you attacked with 2 or more creatures, then you draw a card. Otherwise, you create a 1/1 white human token. And then once you got 3 tokens on it, you transform it into a Glorious Anthem, where all your creatures get +1/+1. We got Fable of the Mirror Breaker, who comes out as a 2/2 Goblin Shaman token that when he attacks, you create a treasure token. Turn 2, you can discard up to 2 cards, and if you do, you may draw however many cards you discarded. And on the last turn, you create a 2/2 Shaman, Goblin Shaman again. But this dude is able to be tapped 1 mana, and you can create a copy of another non-legendary creature that you control, except for as haste. And at the beginning of your next end step, you have to sacrifice it. But yeah, so you're looking to you can't do anything about AO, but you can do something about Sanctuary Warden. It'd be really great to have 2 of these dudes out, right? We got Serra Paragon. I'm still not exactly sure what this card does. Let's give it a read. So 4 mana, we get a 3/4 flying. And that kind of bites. It's all right? But still, it's a little on the weak side. But once each of your turns, you may play a land card from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with a mana value of 3 or less from your graveyard. Now, 3 or less is pretty much everything from this column to the left. So that's pretty cool. All right. And it gains when this permanent is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, exile it, and you gain 2 life. So that's your recursion then. You get to say if something dies, like when these those sagas, what are they called? Sagas go away, you can then play them from your graveyard and put them again. Put them out again is double up on what those things do. Except for this guy will sit out there all transformed as a giant semi-truck. But I guess he will too. So if they get killed, that's when you can bring them back. All right, what do we got next here? We got the Wandering Emperor. It's white removal because this Planeswalker flashes out, at which point you can exile target tapped creature for -2. You gain 2 life. After that, you're messing around with Samurai tokens and +1/+1 counters. Just moving things around a bunch. We got the Elder Dragon War. So this is the new card in the deck. First turn, he does 2 damage to each creature and each opponent. Then after that, you discard any number of cards, then you draw that many cards. That sounds very familiar to this one right there, except for it's not limited to 2. And then lastly, you create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. So because this thing has read ahead, you can jump to any of the levels you want to start off with. Just say you will pass up whatever came before it if that's the case. Still, if you just jump straight to the dragon, creating a 4/4 flying dragon for 4 mana is not too bad. So whatever you can squeeze out of this little thing, better off you can get. We got AO, the Dawn Sky, which is a flying vigilant 5/4 for 5. So those are some good stats there, along with everything. And then other than that, that's it. That's all it does. Flying and vigilance, which actually is really cool. But when it dies, you get to choose one of the following. Look at the top 7 cards of your library, put any number of non-land permanent cards with a total mana of 4 or less from amongst them onto the battlefield, and put the rest down. Now, so that's great because that means you can put out 2 of anything in column number 2 there. You can put it well, that's pretty much it. Those are the permanents you got because number 1 is not a permanent at all. Number 3's got some permanents in it. So you got a lot of good things you can return from your top of your library and just put them directly into the battlefield. Other than that, you could put 2 +1/+1 counters on each permanent you control. That is a creature or a vehicle. So if you got a bunch of guys out and AO dies, yeah, just pop those counters on them and they'll be +2 tougher and more powerful for the rest of their lives in this game. Farewell. Here's your Hail Mary in case everything's gone horribly, horribly wrong. It's 6 mana, and you just blow everything. The only thing you can't get rid of, Planeswalkers. So yeah, you may want to save your other stuff for Planeswalkers, because Farewell will take care of everything else. Exiles, creatures, enchantments, graveyards. Suck at everything except for lands and Planeswalkers. We got the Sanctuary Warden. There's only, 1? That's the only one in there. So that's kind of weird. I mean, she's 6. She's really expensive. But she is space awesome. I mean, it's 6 mana for a 5/5 with flying. But she also comes into play with 2 shield counters. So as long as you're just dealing with damage from creatures and I don't know if what are they called? Poison counter or death touch. Yeah, death touch prevents it from because that destroys things. Yeah, that and any sort of direct damage or anything. Yeah, even board wipes generally. Shields will protect from almost all of that. Usually it's exiles are the big thing you gotta watch out for. Exiles and bouncing, right? But whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may remove a counter from a creature or planeswalker you control, which could be a shield counter or it could be any of the other counters that you're passing around up here. And if you do, you draw a card and create a 1/1 green and white citizen token. So great, you're putting out more dudes. Hopefully the Glorious Anthems will be out there, and you're drawing more cards. So this deck has got a nice ramp to it. We got the ability to play a bunch of stuff from the graveyard, and did we really have the ability to make things stronger? Not really. Just Wedding Announcement mostly. And then this guy putting +2, 2 +1/+1 counters on everything. That's if he dies at the right time. So, yeah, that's it for the cards. Over in the land category, we got the Kamigawa White, which does 4 damage to target blocking or attacking creature. The Kamigawa Red, which puts out 2 1/1 hasty spirit tokens. We got the Tri-Land Jetmir's Garden, which can be you can cycle in case you already have too much land, which then for 3 basically allows you to go and draw another card. We got Sundown Pass, which is the best kind of dual lands out there, as in they only come in tapped, provided you don't already have 2 or more other lands. And then we got 14 regular basic lands of various types. So that is the deck. Let's take it out and see how well it does. And we're playing against CoolHand. All right. Interesting, slow, fast. Let's keep it. Start off with a little slow. That's not going to do us any good to go any further, so I'll pick another slow card. Death. All right, we're going to announce ourselves a wedding. Say, you don't have much of a counterspell action going on there. Whoa. There's nothing better sometimes than a double wedding announcement. Go get him, Roy. Boink, boink. I think this guy wants to wipe the board is what he wants to do. All right, planes. We're going to go ahead and restoration. I got a land. Yeah, I get to, what? Draw a card? Couple cards. That was like a whole lot of mana without the payoff. It's time for me to discard a card of 2 or less. I want both those, so I'm gonna let that go. What do I got in here? Anything? No, nothing. Decline. I got a couple dudes. Hey, hey, hey. I'll attack! And you're dead. See you later, CoolHand. See you later. And we're playing against Riddlesway. I remember this guy. I remember you from a couple days or last night ago, Riddlesway. All right, white. Keep. Dun 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 dun. Wonder if I can find this guy in my archives here. All right, let's play the slow land. Ghostface was last time I played him. He was playing white, black, red deck. Looks like we might be going against the same thing. All right, two's gonna get us Reckoner Bankbuster. Let's see what we got going on with this guy. He's playing with Shoal Dredge, Shakedown Heavy, Invoke Despair, Depopulate, Obnixilis, Mudok Massacre. Mardu. Alright, so we need to save the Fateful Absence and the Wandering Emperor for some of those big boys. Nothing, huh? Alright, there's 3. Let's Eiganjo. Your Souls of Plains. Nothing for you, huh? Alright, let's speed up our mana. What are we gonna do here? Let's pump it up. Oh, look, it's another mana. Alright, let's see what he can do. He has a Sanctuary Warden with a couple of shields on it. I think this guy's looking to kill. I can afford to waste a Bankbuster at this point, though. I see, just to keep the Bankbuster off your butt. Climb. Sure, here we go. Let's crew up. I'm not using her for anything at the moment. was thinking, yeah, I should send the Reckoner Bankbuster to crew up on the other Reckoner Bankbuster. That'd be super cool. Well, that was interesting. Oh, no! Yeah, those shields don't help out against anything like that. That one to there. That one to there. And I want to know what love is. Alright, there we go. A little bit more killing. Let's see, I've only got another, what, 8, 9 more turns to go, and then he's dead. Oh, no. Crew! Go get him, Bankbuster. I think I missed a land drop there. I'm not going to see. I guess there's plenty of planeswalkers there. That one. That one. Oh, you picked the wrong one. What does this do? Search library. That's expensive. Do I have it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, sure. Let's just nip it in the bud. Let's choke it back. So I think I'd rather use this for its cycling. Choke it back. There we go. Playing the same deck, Swirly Bob. Alright, let's go see what we can fetch back here. Oh, nothing fantastic. We'll throw that out anyway. And let's pop this and chew up 1 and 2. Done. You're not getting the red mana you're looking for, are you? That thing's getting buff. We are good for the moment. So we can play out the Wandering Emperor. She could play out the Samurai. Then we can buff it up to a 3. on our turn and then play the Reckoner Bankbuster. Except for now he's got 5 life, so I won't be able to kill him. It was a good plan there for a second. This seems to be a 5 now, though. Crew 2. I still got it. Yeah, okay, this guy is dying, my lord. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, Serra Paragon. And we win! See you later, Riddlesway. Victory! And we're playing against Nyx. 2-4-2. And we're playing with nothing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm good with that. Also, don't want to play with the stupid goblins, so mute. Keep. Yeah, I just think they're pretty annoying to listen to. Slow. Here's number 2. Okay, I'm thinking Fable on the next turn. That was a portent, an omen of the best future course of action. Well, that was just rude. Alright, I can discard up to 2 cards here. Let's go for 1 and 2. Alright, so we could technically read ahead. I'd love to use this to actually do 2 points of damage to each creature and opponent. Alright, dog. What you gonna give him? It's another land! Alright, we're going to go ahead and dragon it up. Without just kill all my creature. So yeah, let's not do that. Another Restoration of Eiganjo. Eiganjo. Yeah, someone's going to have to help me how to pronounce that word. I don't know. I don't have anything that's going to keep him alive. I wonder if I can do this. I can't crew that quickly, apparently. Alright, resolve. Oh, it's another Bankbuster. These guys are so much better when they're quiet and calm. Anything in the 2s over here? We'll discard a card. Bring back a card. crew up. And roll. Alright, in turn, I'm going to hold off on this Bankbuster until we get closer to the end of Nyx's turn, because we could potentially Wandering Emperor or something here. He doesn't have anything that I think would be hasty. All right, here we go. Wedding announcement. Let's crew the dew. All attack. Keep it up, Trixie boy. I'm coming for you. Oh, I should have played the Bankbuster. Well, I guess I want to have 4 available to me. Pass to attackers. Pop this guy for a token. Land! My turn. Alright, I'm tired of white. Let's put out another red. Let's go back for a Bankbuster. Let's go ahead and mirror it up. Still got 4, that's good. Tell you what, let's put the dog and the goblin behind the wheel. We'll have a Smokey and the Bandit kind of situation here. Not Smokey and Bandit, I'm sorry. BJ and the Bear. Just a good old boys. I'm sorry, this is Dukes of Hazzard now. Never meaning no harm. You gonna bounce it again? There you go. Let's see. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Let's keep up the pressure. Let's do that. Let's put out a 2. And end. And we win! Apparently our unrelenting stubbornness won us the game. Alright, we're playing against... Oh man, what is that? I don't know. Bob, that's who we're playing against. Alright, we got 2 mana. Okay, let's keep it. This is a horrible hand, but I'm going to see if I can make this work. Okay, well, that's actually not so bad. Here's a hearse. Nothing to exile. Alright, Sundown Pass. Yeah, alright. Thinking drawing a card right now is exactly what I need. Not a bad card. You're playing mono red, Bob. What's going on? Alright, I'm not going to pass this guy up this time, and I'm going to read straight ahead to the dragon is what I'm going to do. Up, up. In turn. I think this guy was just choking on red mana for the longest time. It's highly probable. Let's give him another dragon to shoot at. Nothing to exile. And we win. I'm sure this guy just had problems with his hand. Victory. Now we're playing against Majestyk. Majestyk, probably. All right. I like Majestyk better. Keep. I got 3 mana. 3 different kinds of mana. Gentlemen, start your engines. Let's see if we can't raise some mana out there. Guy's got nothing in exile. All right, I've discarded up to 2 cards here. It's that guy. All right, let's pop this guy and take that guy up. No, our turn still. Let's send this in for a little bit of mana. See what's going on here. Nothing in the graveyard. Everything exiled. Oh, I see. Is that it up there? Let's go get it. Chew it up. Go do your job, unlicensed hearse. Yeah, I know. Not the best. Auto pay. The climb. Going in, Serra. Yeah, vigilance? Nope, just flying. My turn. Lovely. All right, we're going to start off with a little bit of killing. Let's go ahead and pop ourselves into one of these. And we win. Victory! That one was sweet. All right, so here we are with a BOROS control deck off of the Platinum Mythic list over at Magic GG. And it did very, very well. Actually, I originally pulled it off and play tested it, and I kind of sucked. It was like a 50-50 win rate for the games I played. But then I went in and I switched out some of the mana, and then from that point on, 100% win rate. 100%. So is it luck? Maybe. Was I just go against different decks? Possibly. Was it the masterful exchange of lands from pain lands to not pain lands that won me the game? Most likely. I didn't go to 12 years of Magic the Gathering school not to know how to load up a land category on my decks here. Anyway, so how's this deck doing? I gotta say, really, really good. So who was the hero here? Let's take a look. It's like I always ask myself that question, but I don't bother to think about it ahead of time. When I get back to it, the guy that for some reason I was the most looking forward to was like the Restoration of Eiganjo. It's like getting out that 3/4 always seems so cool. The funny part was I always end up just using him to drive the Bankbuster around. I kind of liked it when I was using, the dog and some other little pea brain to drive around the Bankbuster. That was fun too. Having when this became a dragon deck out of nowhere, that was pretty cool. Getting the Elder Dragon War, going straight for the dragon, and then having Ayo and the two of them flying around doing some awesome stuff. That was really, really quite good. Doubling up on the Sanctuary Warden. I mean, the game was immediately ended as soon as I tried to pull that off. But still, that was a cool little trick to do. I never had to pull Farewell. I never did. I got close. I think I almost got killed. I got killed once when I was hoping for the 6th mana so I could wipe the board. Didn't get it. That didn't work out terribly well. But still, they're there, and you got 2 of them, so that's not bad. It's kind of weird, this deck, because everything is kind of low, but yet it does a good job of pulling together like Moneyball style. So, is this deck a competitive deck? Well, I got a 100% win rate in my second round of plays with it, and I pulled it off the Platinum Mythic list. So yes, I'm going to say this is definitely a competitive deck. Is it a fun deck? And you know what? I did have fun with it. It was because of the interactions between the cards, because I was able to, use the vehicles to get them to actually do 4 points of damage, while my other dudes were rolling around in the lesser categories. I appreciated that. I do love a good control deck, one that has control in it, and this deck has a certain amount of control that makes you feel like you have some sort of control over the game. So, lastly, was this deck interesting? It's not as interesting as an interesting deck should be. More like maybe like a good Simic deck can potentially be. I mean, this is Boros. How interesting can that get? You're really just like, I'm going to town. I'm going to throw out a few tricks. My control's going to pin you down in place while I beat you up with some, 3s or 4 power creatures. The interesting part to me on this deck, I was going to say, is the Dominaria United cards. But how many are even in here? I mean, I know, this Elder Dragon War was the one that attracted me to it in the first place. But you know what? I don't really see anything else in here that comes from Dominaria. It's the first time I got to play with Unlicensed Hearse, and I almost took it out. I almost took it out and threw it away. But I can tell you, there were games I won because of this card. So many people are playing Flashback. Like, even like the Kami of Transience. goes to the graveyard, waits for another enchantment, and then goes back to your hand. Unlicensed Hearse will rip that guy apart. So altogether, there's a lot of utility in this deck. Not a whole lot of power, but like I said, it's moneyballing itself to the end. So I'm going to give this one a straight A. I'm not going to go A+, just because I just didn't feel like the interesting quotient was there. But the way that it fights, the way that it wins, and the way that it is fun, it's definitely worth playing. So if you so choose to play with this deck, I hope you have as much fun as I did. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.